Good morning, everybody. This is our fourth day of the class, and today what we are going to do is diving in straight into the practicals on data analysis. I hope you've enjoyed the class for the past um, 3 days. Like I said earlier, we have three different lecturers in this class. The next one is white guys. They are taking us on Python and web creation, and I'm taking you on data analysis. Now, I'm giving you a note already in the platform for you to use and read through that note. Make it simpler for you guys to read through the notes and understand that note. But for today, I will dive in straight into the practicals of data analysis. The first thing we're going to do is going to use the Microsoft Excel. Excel will be what we are going to use, and that will help us to do that analysis at this level. If you don't know how to load Excel, the simple steps: you click on your start button, which is down right here. Click on your start button. That's step one. The next step will be click on all programs. All programs. You see all programs up there. You see all programs. For my own is all apps. Then you search for Microsoft Excel. Excel. Your year can be different. Mine is 2016. Your can be 2010, 2015, 2013, 2008, and 2007. Depending on your laptop. So mine was going to be 2016. I've seen it here. So you click on it. I've already done that. That's why I'm having my own here. Click on it. And once you click on it, it will open this same interface for you. It will open the same interface for you. And with that, once you open an Excel, this is the first thing you will see. This is the interface that you see. You see rows and columns, numbers by the left hand side, letters up at the top part. We still have numbers again here in the 216 version. But let me shift down to the up part. Let me get to the up part of it. You have one here, and we are using numbers here. But if I click here, we bring RC1, RC here. So if I type here, if I type A1 in my name box, and give me, you must enter the valid reference number, and because this is for a higher version of Excel. But let's close it again and load it the same way. Let's close it again and load it the same way. There's another way you can still load it again like this format. You can double click like this and it comes up. Then you press Ctrl N to have another version. They are all higher versions of Excel. They are all higher versions. They have numbers up here and numbers this other way around. They run with numbers up here and numbers here. But when you have letters up here and you have letters up here and numbers to the left. You have the letters up here and numbers to the right. But that's not really the important thing. What I want to say, the important thing is the up part here. What we are going to look at now. Once you open your Excel, the name of that Excel is called Book 1. See up here, you see Book 1. Book 1. It's Book 1. Now, down here you have Sheet 1. You can create additional sheets for yourself by pressing this plus sign or a small arrow there. If you press it, you have another sheet, Sheet 2. Click again, you have Sheet 3. That means think of your textbook or exercise book. Now, if you open an Excel, it's like an exercise book. In an exercise book is a full book. You have the first page, the first leaf there. So that first leaf of your exercise book is a Sheet 1 here. So if you are looking at 20 leaves exercise book, you have different pages and sheets inside that exercise book. At the same, that's why you're calling. They say it's calling this Excel sheet book 1. You can change the name. You want to do that name. We want to save it. You can change the name. You want to save your document. Once you type it in, the name will change from book 1 to what your name you saved. But for now, as you open Excel, the default name is called what? Book 1. Now, from here down to this other part, the up part you're seeing is called the ribbon. It's called what? The ribbon. It's called ribbon. And inside a ribbon, we have 3 major things. Please write it down. Right? 3 major things. Number 1, we have the tabs. T-A-B-S. T-A-B-S. Not P. T-A-B-S. The tabs. We have the groups, which is the down part of it you're seeing, and we also have the commands. Remember, we said the tabs, the groups, and what? The commands. Now, for the tabs are the one we are called the file, the home tab, the insert tab, the page later tab, the formula tab, data tab, the review tab, the view tab, and the help tab. If you're not with your system there, I will urge you to get your system, open it, and load this Excel and look at it by yourself. You can pause the video, open it, pause it, and play it because it's a dead video. It's not a live video. You can pause it, you go in down, open it, and you look at these things I'm saying. For number 1, I said the tabs are the ones you're having: the home, the insert, the page layout, the formula, the data, the review, the view, and help. That is the tabs. Now, the down below part, you see the groups. Now, if you're opening a home tab, the groups will now be clipboard, fonts, alignment, numbers, styles, cells, and editing. Those are the groups. That means Excel parts them into groups. But if you're opening an insert tab, if you move it from home to insert tab, you will have a different group from the first one. Groups will be like table, illustrations, add-ins, date charts, stores, sparklines, filters, links, and symbols. They have different. In my own version, is the latest version, 2021 version. Your own version might not be the same version, so you have some slight change, but these are things, exact things. Let's go back to home tab again. Now, inside the tabs, inside the groups, you have commands. Inside the groups, you have what? Commands. For the clipboard groups, you have commands like paste, cut, and what is this one again? This is format printer. And inside the fonts group, you have different types of commands. Commands like bold, italics, underlines, styles of font styles, font size, font color, fill color, and all that. Now, under alignment, you have things like left align, right align, center align, text wrap, merge, and center. Under the other general numbers, you have currencies, percentage, and all that. Under the styles, you have conditional formatting, format as table, and cell styles. You also have under cells, you have insert cells, delete cells, and format cells. Under editing, you have auto sum, fill, clear, sort and filter, find and select. Those are the commands. The ones inside this group are the commands. So I remember, let me recap. Remember, I said that in ribbon, whole entire up here is called ribbon. In the ribbon, we have 3 components. The first one is called tab. The second one is called group. And the last one is called command. If you look at your ribbon, the tabs are on the top part of the Excel. The groups are on the bottom part of the ribbon, while the tabs are in the middle part of what? Or the commands are in the middle part of what? Your ribbon. Let's dive down into the second part, where you have R1C1. R1C1. We call that part a name box. Call it what? A name box. Just by the right hand side, you see a letter called FX. FX is that long part you're seeing is a formula bar. Is what a formula bar. Is what? A formula bar. Now, for a formula bar, if whatever you are typing inside your cells here will appear in formula bar. For example, if I type uh, um, you see it appears exactly on the formula bar. You see the names in the cell appears in the formula bar. So whatever you type in there will appear in that formula bar. Now let's look at Excel, the content. Now we have columns. The columns are the ones you're seeing. The ones you're seeing are the columns. The vertical part you're seeing are what? The columns. The column goes down. Those are the columns. Now also have the rows. These are the rows now. These are rows. Like we said earlier, in Excel consists of it. A table consists of columns and what? Rows. Now where the column and the row meet, the intersection of a column and a row is called Excel. It's called what? A cell. It's called what? A cell. The intersection, this is the one now, where the column and the column and the rows meet. This small box you're seeing now is called what? A cell. It's called a cell. So you see, it's called what? A cell. So where the two of them, the column, meet with the row, you see where they meet like this, they meet here, and that is what we call, that particular portion is called a cell. And with that, with that, uh, somebody can ask a question. So these numbers, what's the end of these numbers? What's the end of this number? You need to scroll down to see the end of the number. You might sometimes scroll till tomorrow, not reach the end. But to do that, you press Control and arrow down to get to the end. Control and arrow down, it will take you to the end. This is just for sheet 1. This is just for sheet 1. To get the last number down, it is 10 million, I think 485,007. 1,485,700. That's the last number down. The last number down. Now let's look at the last number to the right, but your own will be the letter. So you press arrow and shift to the right. It takes you to the same. Your own will be letter. My own is a new version. So we're changing numbers to letters to numbers in the new version of 2001. I'm using a very new version of Excel 2001 I'm using here. So, but your own will be the old version. If you have that, your own will be numbers. I'm using letters. So the last part is 1,688. Oh, sorry, 16,384 is the last part in that first sheet. So it has a very large amount. Has a very large amount. So you can get back to it, shift up and shift. I say if you want to get the last part, you press Control and press arrow down to get to the last part. And if you want to get to the right hand part, the last number to the right, you press Control and press arrow right. It will give you the last part. That is for the interface. That is for the interface. But remember, in Excel, a formula, every formula starts with what? Equal sign. Every formula starts with what? Equal sign. Now let's think of something. Let's do something. Small thing now. Let's do small thing so we can now get what we want here. Let's think of selecting we center merge cell 31 to cell 91, but your own will now be cell A1, cell A3 to cell A9 in your own. A1, sorry, cell not A, cell C1 to cell H9, I think H1. So let's select here. H is 8. I think we stop here. H8. So cell H1 to cell H 1. So if you select that, click and select. Was click and hold and select. I'm not dragging. See the put a click inside. Put my mouse inside. It's showing the box here. Then you select it down to number 9. A H. And when you do that, and you click this center match under alignment, you click on center match. Center match. Center match. Click on center match. Then under alignment, you come back again, double click inside your that's your match part, double click inside. You see a cursor blinking at the center, so you can now press cap lock, type Nobles International. For example, you're using that school example. Okay, let me not use Nobles International, somebody's school. Let's use something uh, Lativilla, Lativilla, Lativilla. Okay, Coding Academy. Okay, Coding Academy. So once you type that, it shows at the center line. Now you can increase the size. So you can select it all like this. You select the word, click and hold and select the word, and you can change the size from 11 to something else. So you can put size 17. 17 at the size 17. You can change the color to red or any color of your choice. One. Well, let's take red. Red will be favorite one. You can choose the style. I'll pick Algerian. It's very simple. Let's pick Algerian. You can pick your own style. The style is each one. You can italic if you want to. Turn italic, and that is click outside, and you have that. Let's select the next one. Let's make the one and type the state we are. So you should go back to let's use match across and see what is different between center match and match across. So we now get a center match. Now, center match, remember when you click after clicking center match, coming into the inside of the box, when you click it, the cursor was blinking at the center. But in match across, if you click inside, your cursor will now be blinking at the end of the left hand. So the match across, your cursor will be blinking at the left hand side, while match and center, your cursor will be blinking at the center of your work. So you just type Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom State. That is where we are now. Akwa Ibom State. Comma. And we'll put Nigeria so that people outside the country can benefit because this course is holding all over the country. So Akwa Ibom State. Okay, so before we put can we put Uyo first? I think that is better. Let's add Uyo first. Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. So we now after that select it again, and you bold it and pick a style. Let's pick the first style this time around. I think I like this style. Make it the style, and the first one was 17. Let's look at 14 to be next size. So you click outside. Now you can see that. Okay, now this space is bigger than the Nigeria, so you can click up here and you expand a little bit to suit Nigeria. So you have the two words there. You have arranged that, and you have what there up here later particular Coding Academy, italics, and you also have your Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria under it. Now, with that, we can do another thing. So first one, we can say, okay, let's have at this cell, cell A3. Your own is A, my own is 1-3. So cell A3, let's look for, let's click on names of students. So we type names of students. Names of students. Students. Okay. So we names of students. Names of students. Now, when you press enter key, it goes down. Now, this thing is in cell A3. Cell A3, not in cell B3. B3 is empty, but the names of students has crossed into the other cell. Please don't take no mistake of it. You can expand this one. So how do you expand? You come up here, you click and you drag the right to suit that names of student. Have you seen that? So now put the next one. Let's put the next part to be names of students. What would we get? Okay, that student will have a test. Let's look at test one. Test one for that student. Next one will be test two. Test two for the student. Now be test three. We are taking 3 tests in your school, so we have 3 test 3. Now the next one will be the grand total or test total of that person. So we look at test total. Okay, sorry, test total. Test total. Sorry, test total. Test total. So it has crossed, so you can click outside and expand it a bit to suit that test total. Then you have exams coming. After test total, we have exams coming. You can expand it a bit. Then what again? We have the grand total as the final total. Okay, grand total, and the last part will now be okay. That's my enter again, so you can get it a little bit, and we'll have average. Let me just use that one, average. I'll have positions. Sorry, my battery is going down. Sorry. Positions. We'll stop the class very soon. Positions. Okay. So how do you do that? So I've get that one. You just have to select entire part of it, bold it, give a size of maybe 16 to have it. So you can now increase your part now to you can see it well. You have to see what you're doing very well, so you can do that. Your test style is coming out. You can test wrap this status tab. We call it text wrap. You can text wrap it, and if you text wrap that text tab, you bring it back. It will do a text wrap for you. Text wrap for you. It will text wrap it for you. You can see it has text wrap it for you. Put in the center. I will be up and down in that place. So grand total is normal straight. You can also text wrap this one. You can text wrap this one. You can text wrap it and text wrap center line it. Goes to the center. So I have these 2 text wrapped. Let me just text wrap this one. Text wrap. So I can center line it. Names of students. I can names of students. So you can do that and you center line. You can also turn it. This one to be something else. You can turn it vertically, horizontally, diagonally. So you can see that I can turn that one. I also turn this one. Positions. You can turn it to the size that you want. You use A/B turning. I can turn this one to angular positions, and I can increase the part down to get something better. Okay, so with that, next thing you press Ctrl S to save your work. So you save it in browser, save it in desktop, save it in whatever you want to save it. You save it in desktop, and next time we meet, so when you save it, book one, comma, you backspace book one and type your name. So we just type coding academy class, coding class. So I save coding class. So I save it. It will now be it is saved now. So when next we meet in our next class, we will continue from where we stop. Thank you very much for the class and the time. Please make sure you pick your laptop and do the same thing. Yeah, I'm doing. Thank you for having us today.